The Joe Rogan Experience.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's a crazy fight.
That is a horrible time I'm having
That's a
surgery.
rock'em sock'em robots fight.
223.
That's a who the fuck knows fight. You know? That's one of those fights where you're like, ooh, that's going to be a crazy one. Tony Ferguson's a bad motherfucker. And Khabib Nurmagomedov is already one of the scariest guys I've ever seen compete. Ever. Mauls people. Already. This is his first shot at the title. Just stop and think what happens if that fucking Savage gets the title. That guy smashes people. What he did to Edson Barboza was supernatural. It's like he's not even the same thing.
Brother, you said something during that fight that said it all. There was one point of the fight that you said, look at the look.
In Edson's face.
Edson's face.
Yeah.
And I've had that look, and that's when you're getting chased by 18 people. He had a look that he didn't know what to do.
He had no hope. He had no hope. He went into like a survival situation, like when you see a deer that's getting attacked by a crocodile or something. They have this like survival thing where you're just trying to survive. Obviously, a deer is not the same. That's a terrible analogy. Hold on, let me correct this. What I think is that Barboza had realized that like there's no way he's going to beat this guy on the ground. It's not even close. Like I think if he went into that fight, he probably thought he'd be able to stuff more takedowns and probably be able to get back off his feet because he was doing that with a lot of guys in camp. But once that guy gets a hold of you, there's an acceptance that certain fighters go through where they're locked down like, holy shit, like they're just drained from this animal mauling them, trying to retain their energy, trying to recharge their battery, trying to get back in it. And you got to realize that guy, Edson Barboza, is one of the best fucking kickers ever. Ever. He's one of the best kickers ever. That fucking guy is the fastest switch kick I've ever seen in my life. Outside of like professional Muay Thai, like Sanchai or Buakaw or something like that, he's got a world-class left leg kick. I mean, woo! He's fast as fuck. He couldn't keep that guy off him.
There was
That's how
a
scary
look
that
on
guy
his
is.
face to me where he drilled for hours. He drilled takedown defense. He drilled everything there was, but he never drilled this.
He couldn't do it.
Like there was one point where he looked, and it was like, wait a second. I've done everything I can. I even trained with the Giants, taking me down for a week.
Different
and
animal.
I never felt this.
Different
I don't
animal.
know how he keeps you down either. His control on that side is fucking something that is...
There's certain guys that have a grappling skill that it's very hard to see when you're looking at it. Even if you're a skillful grappler yourself, you're looking at someone, you're like, why is he able to do that to everybody? Like, what is he doing differently? Like, why is this one guy being able to do certain things that other people can't do? And there's a few of those guys out there where you watch them and you just go, Jesus. Like, what the fuck? But Khabib's the number one guy in that category because he's never been defeated. He's had one moment of adversity in the octagon. He got clipped by a punch from Michael Johnson. I can't think of a single round he's lost. Not off the top of my head, at least. I mean, he may have lost rounds on some judges' scorecards, but he's essentially mauled every motherfucker they put in front of him. He's an animal. So this guy versus Tony, it's a phenomenal fight. Because Tony is a savage, and Tony fights very well off of his back. He has a seriously dangerous guard. You can't sleep on him. He's durable as fuck. He can knock you out. He never gets tired. And he's as game as they come. And he's a fucking champ right now. He's the interim champ. You know, when he beat Kevin Lee with a triangle, you beat a top guy like Kevin Lee with a fucking triangle, that's a big move. Tony's dangerous. Nasty Darce chokes. His Darce choke is one of the best
Kevin
in the
Lee's
sport.
Great, but he wasn't ready for Tony, bro.
Kevin Lee
He's
was
great.
sick, too.
Yeah,
he had
staph. That staph infection, but no.
That would, unquestionably hurt him.
He wasn't. Tony is too high level. That was too... you could see in the second round.
Perhaps. I would like to see that fight again. You have to say that because that's how it went down.
That's how I saw it, yeah.
But I think that if you wanted to have them fight again, and Kevin Lee can go into that fight healthy, I think you'd see a very different fight. I don't think you would see Tony... I'm not saying that you would see Tony lose or Kevin win, but I would think you would see a Kevin Lee that could sustain his performance longer. I think being drained from staph is just...
Right,
there's there's no... I've had it before. It's the worst. Your body... It's not the worst, but it's not good. Your body goes into a very weakened state. You are not the same thing. You're just not. You can, if you're a real professional, you can go out there and do your job, and a lot of guys have. A lot of guys have fought and won. Luke Rockhold beat Chris Weidman on antibiotics. How about that? He was fighting off Staff when he beat Chris fucking Weidman. That's how good Luke Rockhold is. Guys have done it, but that's not him at 100%. He wanted 70 or 80 or whatever the fuck it was. You know, there's no doubt about it. Staph infections and antibiotics both fuck you up. And Kevin Lee, I believe, opted to not take the antibiotics till after the fight. So he didn't want to weaken his system. But he's still weakened by the staph. Fuck. Fuck all that shit. Demetrius Johnson versus TJ Dillashaw, super fight targeted for UFC 226 and co-main event. Oh, shit.
Where's 226 at?
I don't know.
July, Vegas.
Ooh. Oh, shit.
The Stipe DC fight.
Oh, shit.
That's a big card.
Let me tell you something, bro. They got some good cards coming up.
That's
McGregor's kept sleeping. Don't sleep, motherfucker. This game might run by you and shit. These motherfucking fights are getting better and better now again.